He remembers it firing at a plane on the night of December the 10th, 1943.
Et puis, je suis sorti dans la cour et puis juste au moment où je passais.
I ran out into the area here and saw the gun firing at the aircraft. The plane was on fire in the sky and it crashed. I knew where it must have come down, so I went over there to have a look at it.
December the 10th was the night T for Tommy disappeared somewhere in the Doullens region. Albert Rodinger's story is the clue the aviation archaeologists need to start their search. In the area he's described, they find small surface fragments which indicate a plane once crashed here. But will what lies beneath provide the evidence that it is Johnny's?
So many tiny small readings that it's causing a lot of confusion. What we need to do is just to scrape away the first 6 inches, to scrape away the turf, and the team will go through scraping away, looking for these small pieces. But fortunately, the soil is very friable. It will fall apart and it will reveal the pieces.
Johnny has decided to travel to France to join the search for his old plane. It is the beginning of a journey that will profoundly affect him. His experience helps the team interpret the plane's final moments.
Now, Johnny?
Do we know which way round it was?
Yes.
Which is the nose end?
Yes, we think we do know.
Yes.
We think we've deciphered from the small fragments that we found exactly what did happen. It looks like it flew down the valley, the Lancaster, then turned to starboard, just pancaked into the ground. How many seconds would it take him to travel down the valley, turn to starboard, and come in here?
God, no.
Or perhaps...
It would be fairly short.
Perhaps 10, 15 seconds?
More or less, something like that, yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. Yes, it would be a very quick trip.
One startling piece of evidence shows how this plane met its end.
Look at the holes in that. Actually, one of the most significant bits we've got.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
That could be one of the most severe black bursts that
look at that.
Brought it down.
Yeah, look at the way that curves round. That's something hitting it at fantastic speed and just pings out the metal and it rolls back on itself. So I reckon that is a whacking great flak hit. And they will just
this proves the plane was shot down by flak. The team hopes that other finds will help to date and identify it.
This, for instance, is part of the earphone, as in would go in the flying helmet.
There's 2 shillings here. It's dated 1939.
39,
yes.
Right.
This one, with sixpence, is dated 1943, the date of the crash.
If the plane, as I understand, was on fire when it landed,
yes.
It's surprising that it wasn't burnt up.
There must have been a tremendous fire because for some of the aluminium has been burnt and has molten and turned into lumps.
Now you'll recognise this, I'm sure. Turn to unlock.
Yeah.
Press to release.
Yeah.
Yes, parachute harness.
Yeah.
But that came out of the ground 3 inches down. You could read it as soon as it came out of the ground.
T for Tommy was on a secret mission to airdrop supplies to the French resistance. The next finds match what it could well have been carrying: pistol bullets, mortar rounds, hand grenades.
It's a British grenade, wouldn't be carried by the aircrew. It would indicate that it's certainly part of the stores that were being dropped that night to the forces over in France.
Well, there's a massive reading down here on the detector.
After a day which has produced small pieces of circumstantial evidence that this could be Johnny's plane, there's a tantalizing sign of something really significant.
There's got to be something down the bottom.
This could well be the bomb bay.
Do you think we can get this out tonight? I reckon we just got to give up.
But it's too dark to continue. The next morning, the large metal fragment is unearthed.
OK then, we'll work that one out.
Alex Bateman, the team's Lancaster expert, is baffled.
I mean, it doesn't look like... I don't think it's big enough. Well, I don't know. That curve looks like a curve on the bottom of the Lancaster, that's for sure.
T for Tommy was unique. It was one of the first prototypes of the special Dambuster Lancasters used to test potential modifications. As seen in this rare photograph, it had an improvised underbelly machine gun.
The underbelly gun was held in a hatch. You've got a guy sitting here, and you've got a machine gun through here on a ball mount which you can move.
How many lengths had underbelly guns though?
One, which is this one.
Only one?
Alex Bateman has brought copies of the original 1943 drawings of this one-off underbelly gun mount. If there's a match, it will be the conclusive proof that this is Johnny's plane.
And I think that's what we just found. We have the box, which is here. We have the ball mount, which is here. And we have the grab handle, which is here. So I think we found the undergun mounting.
And we've just found the only one of these
Certainly, yeah.
that's ever going to be found.
Yeah, yeah.
That's,
I'm confident you'll never get another one. Yeah.
that's amazing.
The discovery of the underbelly gun mount is the final proof that this is T for Tommy. After 65 years, the mystery of its last flight is solved. There's one find that more than any other confronts Johnny with his past, a shattered piece of his old Lancaster's bomb aimer's window.
Good God, I used to be looking through this, pushing the bomb sight through that to see the target and lining up the aircraft with the bomb sight. And this was my window on the world at that stage, on my world. The last time that I looked through this was on the attack on the Sorp Dam.
The local resistance veterans have laid on a ceremony to honour Johnny
Bonjour.
and mark the finding of his plane.
Thank you for inviting me to this wonderful occasion, this memorable occasion. For me, it's the climax of my service career, and it's also digging up of the particular aircraft in which I flew.
In World War II, these resistance veterans risked their lives to wait for RAF arms drops.
And it is those brave men and the resistance fighters here in France that we remember here today.
The first stage of Johnny's mission is over. He's found T for Tommy, the plane that flew him on the dam's raid. But what about the planes that were lost on the raid itself? The bombers flown by his Dambuster comrades that crashed over Germany? To find out what happened to them, Johnny is returning for the first time in 65 years to the great German dams he once had in his bomb sight.